Hello, my name is Paul Micarelli, and this is my son Paul Giuseppe, and we are thinking aloud. And the topic that we're going to be thinking aloud about today is humor. As little Paulie here starts laughing, we're going to talk about humor. And humor is a funny thing. It it happens on a couple different levels. Yeah, it happens on a personal level, and it's kind of like a stress relief. A little buildup of tension is released through a laughter or a smile, which is kind of a relaxation response. And there's been a lot of studies on laughter, and it's a kind of a curious phenomenon. But in addition to the personal kind of purpose, like I said, for stress relief and release of tension, it's also a social phenomenon, and it's a way for people to kind of extend that kind of stress relief and release of tension into a group setting. And it's also kind of a social cue that other people pick up on, kind of like when you yawn. It can be contagious, and other people pick up on it. Laughter is contagious, which has been said many times, and it is. You hear people laughing, and that's why they have laugh tracks on TV shows, because you hear laughter, and that's a social cue to join in and be a part of that kind of social experience. And I love humor. I love laughing and joking around and having fun with people. A lot of people look at me and think, I guess I got a resting male bitch face. I'm like, people think I'm very serious, but I do like to, have fun, and my wife can attest to, and my family can attest to how goofy I can be. I love making voices, especially for my son here, making funny voices, seeing him laugh. And laughter is just good for the soul. Humor is good for the soul. It makes you feel good. Like I said, it's a release of tension, and I think everybody needs some kind of humor in their life. And it's funny watching Paulie here develop a sense of humor. He's saying a few words, but he's still not talking, but he has a sense of humor that we have little kind of inside jokes where we sniff at each other and act mad, right, Paulie? He's not gonna do it right now, but we go, Daddy's getting mad, and he'll do it back to me usually. And now he's just starting to laugh. He has this funny fake laugh. It's like kind of a dramatic laugh. That's almost like a sarcastic kind of response, and me and my wife laugh at that because it's like a and he's doing it just almost to be funny, not because he thinks something's funny. And it's kind of crazy how he has this little sense of humor, even though he can't talk yet. So humor is almost pre-language, and yeah, now you're picking it up. And humor is universal. It's kind of something that everybody looks to experience and can appreciate. Different people have different types of humor and appreciate different types of humor. And offensive humor is kind of interesting because it kind of says more about the person who's offended than the person who's creating the source of humor that's offensive, because people have different perceptions, and what's offensive to some person might not be offensive to another person. But there's some things that I think most people can agree are offensive, but whether you're personally offended or not kind of depends on you. Like, I personally can recognize if jokes are offensive or would be offensive to people, but I'm very rarely offended by anything, if at all. My wife kind of, you know, looks at me and she's like, how can you just not let things bother you? Or how does that not offend you? And, you know, things just kind of roll off me. I don't take things, you know, personally. They might be bothersome to me, but, you know, I just don't let people affect me like that. And I think part of that is having a sense of humor and realizing that everything's just ridiculous. And, you know, why take anything too seriously? Nothing's permanent, so might as well just laugh at everything. You know, it's either that or cry at how crazy the world is. So I choose to kind of keep a sense of humor about it and laugh at it. So I'm going to try to, you know, instill that in my son here, is to have a sense of humor in his outlook on life, and to, you know, not take things too seriously and realize that you got to keep things in perspective, and what might seem so serious or, you know, crucial is really kind of absurd and, you know, stressing out over nothing sometimes. If you learn to laugh at it and learn to see the humor in certain situations, it kind of helps. There's not humor in everything, you know, some things are very serious, but I think overall it's good to keep a humorous perspective. Right, buddy? You're a good-natured little guy. He loves to laugh and screech and have a good time. So I hope he grows up and continues that and keeps that kind of sense of humor, because I think it's you know, it's important for development. So what else can I say about humor? You know, like I said, it's kind of universal, it's ancient, and it's funny seeing you know, historical examples of humor in ancient times, you know, graffiti on Pompeii, or, you know, ancient paintings, and you know, different types of expressions of humor. It's interesting to see that that's kind of something that's timeless, that human emotion and that human response. And you know, it's funny, I can't really remember jokes as much as like I said, I love humor and I love you know, comedy. I can't remember a joke to save my life. I don't know if that's just a weird memory thing. So some people just naturally can rattle off jokes, and it's you know, it's always amazing to me that people have that kind of memory. But I guess certain parts of the brain, you know, work differently and are better at different things for different people. So I think we're gonna go. I think, you know, like I said, humor is kind of a wonderful thing, a part of the human experience that makes it enjoyable, gives some positivity, and gives, you know, some stress relief to life. And I hope all of you out there, you know, find a source of humor and cultivate your sense of humor, and, you know, remember to laugh and smile and enjoy life. All right, Paul Giuseppe? So we're going to enjoy the rest of our day today, and Paul Giuseppe will keep smiling, and we'll see you next time for another topic to talk about on Thinking Aloud. So say goodbye for now, Paul Giuseppe. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you again.